I know most of you guys want more, and if you want more, you need to make sure to subscribe with all alerts set, smash a like, and of course, drop me a comment. We're going to be talking about a mega crypto move coming, and is retail actually back? Right? And I know I've been gone for a little bit. I've been doing some pre-recorded stuff. I have just been resting a little bit and relaxing. I have been feeling a little bit under the weather. So this morning I broke out in hives, and I'm like currently going through it a little bit, but I figured we got to stream today. So we're going to do a little bit of streaming. I'll go as long as I can. And I don't know if I'm going to be streaming or not tomorrow. We'll see. But I am posting pre-recorded stuff for you guys on breaking news on all the platforms. So you guys will most definitely have to stick around for that. So I appreciate you guys being here with me. Help smash a like, help push this out, yourmom.com. And we're also going to be covering, we're going to be like recapping some other things as well. That's kind of happening because I wanted to give you a bit more context to that, So let's go ahead and get into it and see what's going on. Oh, this is a story for later. Okay. Let's first do a look at the market. Okay. At the market. And one of the interesting things that we've been seeing that we are going to talk about in a little bit is the takeover of AI tokens. That's kind of like the new meta. And we talked about Truth Terminal a little bit. We've got some quote tweets from Brian Armstrong and the rest of the gang. So it's going to be interesting to see. I know that Raider is focusing a lot on these and he's going to help give me alpha because they're moving too fast. And I want to say, it was one of the VCs. I think it was Andreessen. They put $50,000 into Truth Terminal and it made $150 million. Not necessarily him, but we're seeing a lot of these AI tokens now kind of take over the meta. Plus Pump.Fun has like a brand new video platform. I can't play the video for you. Mixing reminded me, he's like, Wendy, don't play it because it says something naughty. So we won't be playing it for you, but we'll go ahead and do the best we can. So is the market coming back? Is retail coming back? Because that's really what it means. Like that's really what we're looking at to really push through the market. Primarily reason why is because right now it seems to just be money, liquidity going back and forth from people that have already been here, plus people that have from like big institutions like BlackRock, the ETFs, all of that stuff. So right now on the daily, we're not looking too great. And that's because Bitcoin did have a pullback from the $69,000 area. If you take a look at the weekly, it's still not too great. Also too, the reason why ApeCoin is pumping is because they launched their own chain. So people are excited. They had their event in Lisbon, I believe. It was ApeFest. I didn't go. But so ApeCoin is pumping. I do hold ApeCoin. I got the airdrop and I didn't sell like a dodo and I wish I did. So I don't even want to look at it, but hopefully it gets back close to all-time high so I can go ahead and, make some money. HNT, Pendle, Mu, Solana. This is again on the weekly. So let's go ahead and do a quick market recap. I'm not going to do too much TA because you really don't need to at all. All I did was I drew a simple trend line from the swing wick low, September 6, 2024 to August 10th, 2024. And right now we have resistance at about $69,000. And that's primarily because we tapped on these highs here. And then we have these two candle heads over here back from June, etc. So this is a pretty important area for us to break above. Plus we got the swing wick highs. And I've got people working outside my house, so it's been a little bit cuckoo. But anyways, make sure to smash a like and share this. So what I'm seeing with Bitcoin is obviously we were not able to get above $69,000, and we're currently trading about 66. Market CIPHER is looking a little bit bearish on the daily and is heading downwards. Taking a look at the 4 hours kind of free falling. So it looks like we might bottom off. Let me go ahead and get my little rectangle over here and draw some stuff. Looks like we might kind of stop in this area. Okay. And this area is between 64.6 and 62.2. And that aligns with the trend line and aligns with the support area over here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And me personally, I don't necessarily think we're going to break below $62,000. Yes, we can. Because if you do take a look at the weekly, let's go ahead and reset our chart over there. We do have other areas of support that would make sense, but honestly, 62 looks good. And even if we pounce on 62 and then we get a swing wick low, that's not bad at all. And some other things that you guys do need to realize, like election is like 2 weeks away. So there's a lot of volatility in the market. A lot of people are like, oh my God. Like it's really, really crazy right now. There's people that are like flipping back and forth, bullish, bearish. We have meme coins going off. People are frustrated with the Ripple case, all kinds of crazy stuff happening. Emotions are everywhere, but we do have some good stories long-term that we are going to talk about. So right now, enjoy these gains. Understand with the election season coming, there could be a lot of volatility. So just make sure to have a bullish and bearish scenario in your trading and investing journals. And this also goes towards meme coins. And again, the way that we trade meme coins on this channel, holding is great, but we like to hold moon bags. Reason why we like to hold moon bags is most of these meme coins and the AI tokens you're going to see coming from like pump.fun or from whatever chain are probably going to go to zero. And we want to make sure we mitigate risk. Mitigating risk does not mean selling your entire bag. It means you look at a project, you're like, okay, I'm going to take some disposable income. I've done my due diligence and I understand that this disposable income could go to zero. So you put it in, number goes up. Then you remove initial investment, profit, and enough for taxes, and then you rinse and repeat. And whatever you have left over, it's called your moon bag. So if that thing ends up running again, you can take profit and take profit and take profit, or you can reinvest on the dips. And that's just up to you. This is what we like to do on the channel. I don't see anything wrong with taking profit because you're going to see a lot of people all over social media like, I made $3 million on this coin, but they're not realized profits. Unless you're actually pulling profits, cashing out, you've made no money. It looks great on paper, but it's not tangible, you know? That's just my personal opinion. But do what works for you. Happy for you guys. I support you. Yourmom.com. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some other stuff going on in the market over here. And I'm going to check the chats. So first, let's take a look at Ethereum. There's so much arguing with Ethereum versus Solana right now, and it's annoying. Like, it is annoying. Ethereum has its own space in the ecosystem, and Solana has its own space in the ecosystem. There's a lot of brand new layer ones, and they're actively competing. And Ethereum is having a bit of a pullback. It hit a high of about $2,800, was unable to break above it. And it looks like we're going to hit about $2,400. I'm not going to, even if we get back down to $2,200, I'm not going to be super concerned. But at the same time, I don't love this chart. It's not great, but it is essentially following what Bitcoin is doing. And again, Ethereum does have its place with Ripple. It has its place with BlackRock and JP Morgan and a lot of these traditional financial industries. Yes, Solana could potentially have a lot more upside. Same with Avalanche. And again, Avalanche is doing absolutely amazing. Shout out to Francisco in the chat for the $4.99 super chat. And shout out to all of the O Army members. Mr. R, John, Mixing, Eric, Legend, all of you guys. I appreciate you. All right, now let's get back to it. Smash the like and push this out. Okay. And again, to me, I like to diversify. And going back to what we talked about, Avalanche actually has a lot more upside. Plus, their game off the grid is going absolutely bonkers. I think they have nodes for that game, which if you're a gamer, highly recommend you check those out. If you guys remember what happened with Gala last cycle. And in addition, Avalanche has had a partnership with Visa for their cards. So that's good. We love that. We love to see it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back into Ethereum. So Ethereum looks like is pulling back. We'll probably kiss around $2,400, $2,300, the lower area here. And if we lose support, we've got $2,200 and $2,000. I don't know if we'll necessarily see that. But again, you never know. Now, taking a look at Solana. Solana finally broke out above like the 160 area. It was ping-ponging beautifully here. So if you missed in this area, I'm sorry to hear that. But at the same time, we knew Solana was not going to, get hindered too terribly much. The TA looks good here. 4 hours looking nice. We're looking like some nice consolidation above 163. If we lose support, you can look back to 157. But other than that, this was a bullish breakout. We're able to break above the 157 area. As far as SUI goes, we're able to break down at about $1.90. And we also hit with market cipher, we hit the big green dots, which generally indicate bullish or that we found a local bottom. So as far as SUI goes on the 4 hour, or actually on the daily, it doesn't look good. It looks like it might drop a little bit more, maybe to 178, possibly 163. So you do what works here. Have fun with it. Now let's go ahead and get into some of the stories, okay? So Cointelegraph put this out. Bullish. Bitcoin retail on-chain activity soars 13%, the highest level since March, as small investors return to the market. So Cointelegraph put this out. And I'm happy they put this out. But at the same time, is it really small retail investors? Seriously. One of the reasons why, then they took this data from according to the graph from CryptoQuant, Bitcoin retail activity has increased 13%, highest level since March. I'm going to be a little bit of a Debbie Downer here. I think that this activity is from people that have already been in the space. I think this is from the runes, the BRC20s, and from the ordinals people, because runes are absolutely going bonkers. We talked about some. I think we talked about Gizmo and the Panda one, and I think Billy, and those performed incredibly well. And I hope you guys took profit and had fun with that. But that's the thing. I feel like why they're seeing a lot more activity, it's just happening between people that are already in the ecosystem. Because one thing I will say is the Bitcoin Ordinals, Runes, BRC20, that whole ecosystem is a lot harder to use than using Solana or Ethereum. A lot harder to use, a lot more complicated. I have friends that I even reach out to. I'm like, hey, can you guys help me? I'm confused. Because it's a little bit complex. Like you have to have 2 different addresses, and it's just very, very, very different. But the opportunity to make money there is fantastic. If you need wallets to use, you can use Xverse or Magic Eden. I recommend Xverse, and, just have fun, but be careful. Be very, very careful. Make sure you guys understand how to do this stuff before you lose money, because you can lose money very easily just by making errors. I've done that with Bitcoin. So that's my personal opinion. Now let's take a look at this story over here. Spot Bitcoin ETFs shift to negative flows after 7-day inflow run. Spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. posted 79 million in net outflows on Tuesday, and the ETFs had amassed over 2.6 billion in inflows in the past 7 trading days through Monday. This is something that we chatted about on one of the pre-recorded videos I made. Also, too, total trading volume for ETFs dropped from 1.76 billion on Monday to 1.4 billion on Tuesday, and Ethereum ETFs had 11.94 million in inflows, all from BlackRock's ETH. And that's primarily one of the reasons why I think that Ethereum will continue to do well. If BlackRock is investing in it, it's not going anywhere at all. Someone just asked, should you sell your Bitcoin now? I have Bitcoin I'm not selling for a very, very, very long time. Bitcoin is one of those assets that I want to hold long term. But you do what works for you. I don't ever recommend selling Bitcoin. I recommend looking at Bitcoin like maybe like gold or hedge against, risk that we're seeing. But you do what works for you. So as far as what's happening with the ETFs is we're starting to see a correlation of inflows and outflows in price action. If we're getting outflows, number goes down. If we're getting inflows, number goes up. And again, these can only trade banker hours. And another reason why people are saying that retail could potentially be here is stories like this. And again, this is an old story from Mr. Khanna, Rep. Khanna, as they became the first Democratic member of Congress to endorse a strategic Bitcoin reserve. If you remember, Trump, one of his campaigning things is that he was going to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve, kind of similar to what they're doing in El Salvador. And I think it's a fantastic idea because if you look at how Bitcoin has performed incredibly well compared to the US dollar and whatnot. And if you're holding an asset for a long time, especially because of the kind of debt we're having, I think we added like $750 billion worth of debt in the last 3 weeks. And we're now like a little bit over $36 trillion. So I think that it's very interesting that we have somebody that comes from a party that's generally anti-crypto, that is now pro-crypto. And I'm glad that Brian Armstrong shouted this out. It's important. It's important to talk about it. And again, he's from California, which is interesting because in California, they're absolute nightmares here. But he does believe the U.S. should keep Bitcoin seized from illicit actors instead of selling. I agree with him there because if you remember with, sorry guys, my mind is like, because I'm focusing on my hives right now. But if you remember Silk Road and all that, the U.S. government was selling Bitcoin, which I don't fault them for that because they were holding it for so long. But at the same time, I feel like they can use it for different things. And now, of course, we do have to talk about Mr. Saylor. This is a viral clip that went loose. I don't know if I can play it because I don't want to get hit with the copyright. But he says Saylor on what he'll do with his Bitcoin when he's gone. And this is why I said maybe consider thinking like when you think about Bitcoin can stand for a lot of different things. And Michael Saylor's here. He was asked. Basically Saylor on what he'll do with his Bitcoin when he's gone. I'm a single guy, I have no children. When I'm gone, I'm gone. Just like Satoshi left 1 million Bitcoin to the universe, I'm leaving whatever I've got to the civilization. Some people are thinking that he's going to donate it. That's not what he means. Satoshi did not donate his Bitcoin. Satoshi left it in wallets. So it's a very different strategy here. And Michael Saylor, the way that he utilizes Bitcoin, obviously his company buys it, and the company will decide to deal with whatever MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings are. But Michael Saylor likes to take loans out on Bitcoin and use it as a traditional financial asset. Okay. So when we talk about following the money, we want to hear what these people are saying. Michael Saylor has no plan to sell Bitcoin. What he's going to do, just like other people leverage property or other assets, they take loans out on it and they do all that type of stuff. And they grift within the tax constraints of the United States of America. So and again, he didn't say he's going to donate it. He said he's going to leave it to civilization. So he might just leave it in the wallets. And that might be a good way to really immortalize his fame and who he is. Just like Satoshi did. Everybody talks about Satoshi's wallet. So if Michael Saylor, let's say, leaves X amount of millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin in his wallets without moving them, people can always look at him and be like, oh, that's how we immortalize him. And at the same time, that is actually bullish for Bitcoin, because if he leaves it in wallets that no one has access to, you're essentially removing it from the active supply. Number goes up. All right. Now, we talked about this. I'm going to talk about it again. We know that Chris Larson donated $10 million in XRP to support Harris. And Brad Garlinghouse commented on this. He said, I respect Chris's and everyone's right to support whoever they think will lead the U.S. We need to ultimately change this course from this administration's misguided war on crypto. So basically what I see XRP doing, and I talked about this yesterday, like to me, XRP has always been a banker's coin. And this is not really, I understand that they want to educate this current administration, but it's almost like they're bribing. But then the same could be said about those who support Trump. I don't know. Me personally, I could never I could never support someone who threatened to take my livelihood. I can compromise with them, but I wouldn't be able to support them. Just my personal opinion. And, Meta Lawman brought up an interesting caveat here. Since Larson donated 10 million XRP to Harris, the campaign will have to sell Larson's XRP, presumably on an exchange to convert it to dollars. Will Harris clear that transaction with Gensler? Will this impact the SEC's appeal and Ripple case? Think about that. Think about it. Also, too, I really, 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 really appreciate Brad Garlinghouse coming out and supporting Deaton. As you guys know, Deaton is currently running for election to get Elizabeth Warren out of office and take her place. He's a friend of the channel. He's someone we support on this channel. If you cannot afford to donate, like, repost, share, interact with him, tell your friends, vote for him. But we do need to support pro-crypto candidates. And it was really nice to see Brad Garlinghouse coming out and saying this. He said, Deaton has been a relentless advocate for the XRP army and for the entire crypto industry. And I've always said this as well. Meanwhile, his opponent Warren spreads misinformation and lies about crypto. I endorse John enthusiastically and wholeheartedly in his run for Senate. For those of you in a position to do, I encourage you to donate to his campaign as I have, whether it's $10 or $100, it all counts. And most importantly, vote for him in Massachusetts. So I appreciate this from Brad Garlinghouse. I really, really do, because John is a good guy. He's exactly what we need. That's just my personal opinion. Now let's go ahead and talk about Chainlink, because there's some news for Chainlink. And again, Chainlink, I believe, is one of these projects that will be around, because DeFi doesn't necessarily work without Chainlink. I think Chainlink is one of the safer top 100 crypto assets because it actually has valid use case and people have to use it. So Chainlink co-founder unveils blockchain payments for TradFi. Chainlink really helps decentralized finance do what it needs to do with the oracles, but it also can be used for TradFi. So Chainlink and Swift will introduce a new blockchain integration, simplifying a digital asset settlement for financial institutions using existing infrastructure. Decentralized oracle provider Chainlink will introduce a new blockchain payment solution for financial institutions. And I do hold a little bit of Link. All right, so they're working with Swift, and they're going to it allows institutions to use Swift messages for digital asset settlement on blockchain with minimal infrastructure changes. Link is also introduced into the blockchain privacy manager for private chain integration and enhanced privacy in blockchain transactions. And it supports privacy and tokenized asset trading and cross-border payments. This basically is going to be for centralized blockchains. centralized blockchains. So again, Chainlink can be used for DeFi oracles and CeFi oracles. And this is going to be needed when it does come to centralized finance. But at the same time, CBDC. So understand that some of your favorite crypto projects will be helping with the CBDC, which is not what we want, but at the same time, it's what we're getting. And that's why all this talk about stable coins being what we need for mass adoption, it just means integrating a CBDC. So don't let it fool you. Now let's talk about Solana. Solana protocol Elements launches tokenized mineral rights platform. Energy market analytics company RBN Energy estimates that mineral and royalty interests amount to $700 billion. I believe this is RWAs. So Elements launches a tokenized investment platform of Solana and focuses on mineral right royalties. And these represent passive income from companies extracting resources like oil or gas. So yes, this is like DPIN and RWAs. Qualified retail institution investors can browse, invest, and monitor performance of tokenized mineral rights-based funds. Funds are expected to offer double-digit yields. As always, you need to ask where the yields are coming from. And it's interesting to see Solana being used for this and not Ethereum. So Solana and Ethereum are really going to be heavily competing, and I love to see it. What are you guys' thoughts about it? Oh, okay, I can't play this video for you, but apparently Pump Fund, and Pump Fund has been doing super, super well with, Pump Fund is like the DeFi summer. Meme coins in 2024 are like DeFi summer in 2020. You can now tokenize videos on pump.fun. Upload your vid, choose a thumbnail, and make your coin stand out. Everyone on the main page will see it. What will you create? I have not looked into this very much, but I will say that I don't think this is a platform for me. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't think that this is a platform for me to use, primarily because I make different type of content. I don't have a coin and I will never have a coin. There's no need for it. But I do see how a lot of people are creating coins and essentially make like for their fan base or for their audience or like a Patreon and whatever, which is going to make this so much more complicated when it comes to regulating, and public servants really should have did their jobs. But anyways, the platform has not provided any guidelines regarding the copyright issues of videos being used, which is a little bit worrisome, because people can steal each other's ideas. And users realize this feature could be leveraged to boost token prices by capitalizing on viral videos. So that's my issue with it. Like, I think this is a cool idea, but what are you going to do when it comes to copyright? What are you going to do when it comes to trademark? What are you going to do when you use somebody else's likeness and defame them and they sue you? So I know Pump.Fun, I don't know if they discussed this with attorneys or not, but there could be a lot of legal implications. So this is going to be like a very interesting experiment. Plus with AI and all this generative stuff, it's going to get a little bit wild over there. Because they're not they're not really a decentralized platform. They are, but they're not. So I don't know, this is going to be really interesting to see, especially like all the viral videos on TikTok that people post. Those essentially belong to they don't belong to the creator, but that's why NFTs are so important, because you can prove ownership with an NFT. So I think that this is going to continue to merge into bigger and better things and advance. But at the same time, it's like, oop, what about that? I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But what do I know? I'm just a shock jock on the internet. All right, let's get into this story. All right. This one is interesting. Casper Labs is now Prove AI. And weren't a lot of you guys, wasn't this a big TikTok one? And this has to do with Hedera. So anyways, Casper Labs rebranded to Prove AI. The platform features tools for managing AI data, or tools for managing access to AI data training, automated compliance process. That's what I think AI is really good at, is automatic compliance process. It's going to help attorneys. It's going to help a whole lot of other people, in my personal opinion. Plus, it could potentially help you vetting a project and doing your due diligence by using that to verify the tech. Tamper-proof data storage, and it's kind of like a AI governance platform, and they're launching it on Hedera, which is really cool. Shout out to the HBAR community. And again, I love Karate Combat that is built on HBAR or Hedera. The transition aims to improve the secure handling of AI training data amid rising compliance needs. The act will help businesses comply with regulators like EU AI Act. which I think this is wonderful because we're starting to get laws when it comes to legislation, when it comes to AI. That's a little bit confusing. So this is good, and I think it's valid. I'm not exactly sure about Casper merging over in the drama within the community and that. I don't want to think about it, but, Prove AI will provide real-time auditing and transparent governance of AI datasets. And speaking of that, let's talk about what's going on. So, Coinbase developer platform. Every AI agent deserves a wallet. Exciting to see Questflow realize the vision using CPD SDK. This is Questflow. They're basically leveraging Coinbase developer platforms to set up AI wallets for their agents. This is going to get absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know enough about this to comment too much, and I'm going to have to wait for Raider. But wow. I'm just going to read the notes here. So Questflow is using Coinbase developer platform to set up AI wallets for their AI agents. Questflow is a decentralized multi-agent orchestration platform. AI agents talk with each other and work on tasks on autopilot. Autonomous profit sharing will be possible using the Coinbase platform, and the AI agents can understand user intent, take action autonomously, and earn rewards on chain. This is crazy. Like crazy. Crazy. I don't even really have words. I don't even know how to really describe this. I don't. Shout out to Roughneck for the $1.99 super chat. Shout out to Steady User and Queen and everyone. So I don't know, you guys. To me, it's a little bit like scary, and it's moving super fast. But at the same time, is what it is. And also too, Brian Armstrong called out Truth Terminal. Truth Terminal was the platform that turned $50,000 into $150 million. And apparently, Brian Armstrong is saying that Truth Terminal has a crypto wallet, but it's fully controlled by human creator, and it's supposed to be controlled by AI, and that's what we were talking about in the previous story. So I don't know. This is all like crazy to me, and my mind can't process it, especially right now. Any way, shape, or form. But anyways, we're going to get into the next story. Over here, and I'm going to disappear. Shout out to our partners over at Huddle. We have partnered with Huddle for today's episode, and we appreciate them. So let's go ahead and get into it. So you guys know that most decentralized projects, they use centralized cloud providers when they're supposed to be decentralized. So it makes it weird, right? But anyways, Huddle is changing the game here with decentralized cloud providers. And Huddle is a decentralized real-time communication network, DRTC. It's DPIN, which is a big narrative that we're seeing, for quick and affordable lag-free borderless audio calls, video calls, and data sharing, flawless communication across gaming, AI, social media, and the metaverse, which is a $1 trillion market. And usually RTC companies pay high fees to cloud companies due to centralized monopoly. But instead of funneling profits to the big corporation, the rewards go back to Huddle node operators and users. And there's already 50,000 users already on board, and the network is going to continue to grow. And I've always said DPIN is like slowly like ramping up. Like there's a lot of DPIN projects that are actively building in this type of market, and it will be their time soon. Currently in testnet, and if you guys are interested, I recommend taking a look at things and getting in before the mainnet launch in January. And they are having a node sale. And we'll give you those dates in a moment. But using DPIN technology, Huddle delivers high quality and decentralized connectivity powered by users. And the network uses your unused internet bandwidth via nodes, which is part of the DPIN element. The whitelist sale opens November 6th, and the public sale opens November 8th, and nodes can earn rewards daily for 6 months during testnet. Once whitelist opens on the 24th, you can connect your wallet to see which tier you qualify for based on your on-chain community activity, and you can complete tasks and engage on Discord to unlock lower prices, and you could win a free node license. So nodes are cool. They're great for different things, and I'm going to be dropping a more in-depth video about Huddle. And if you guys are interested about this, I highly recommend you join their socials and you ask questions. And this is going to be their Twitter over here. And it's got more information, and they've got their Discord. And again, DPIN is going to be a big narrative, and it's important to pay attention to as many DPIN projects as possible right now and see which one sustains. Now, we do have some good news over here for for Binance, because you guys remember the story we were following along. Binance's Jimbarian free to leave Nigeria for medical treatment after money laundering charges dropped. And again, this story was crazy, and no one in public service in America said anything. But it's good that this guy that the charges against him have been dropped, and he can go seek medical treatment abroad. But the government charges against Binance itself remain. I don't think he did anything. It was a Binance thing, and he shouldn't have been held accountable for it. It's just really unfortunate that that this whole entire thing happened. Like, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. He was detained since February too. And Nigeria is a very interesting place. That's what we'll say. But he did develop health issues, including malaria, pneumonia, and a herniated disc. It's absolutely tragic. I'm so glad he's going to be able to get the treatment he needs and doesn't have to deal with any of that. Now, let's talk about this. So Miss Ellie from Fox said, the SEC includes crypto in its list of 2025 exam priorities despite no major crypto participant having registered with the commission in 2024. That's because SEC says you can register when you really can't. The only crypto assets I can think of has interacted with in a regulatory role and not an enforcement role are Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Will exams focus on companies that work with them? This is interesting. She's 100% right. The only companies that the SEC has had interaction with that were not enforcement were Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Nothing else. And then, of course, Prometheum. Of course, Prometheum. But really, really think about it. Think about it. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, and she's quote tweeting herself here. SEC added crypto to its list of 2024 exam priorities. Now it's 2025 exam priorities. Come on. Seriously, come on. Since we're talking about the SEC, Gensler takes another swing at DRW. Gensler sued them back when he was chairman of the CSTC. DRW fought back in one trial. Judge Sullivan, one of the smart judges I've ever appeared before, found CFTC's arguments against DRW absurd and having no basis or logic. Now Gensler is suing DRW for trading crypto assets. And Meta Lawman says that he will lose. So the SEC was supposed to prioritize crypto in 2024, didn't do it. They were supposed to prioritize crypto this whole entire time, and they didn't do it. And this is why I'm voting, single issue voter, pro crypto. I think it matters because we have all these broken promises from the SEC, plus Congress really needs to get it together. But this is just where we're at. We're just seeing enforcement actions. Sue, 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 sue. Sue if you want to sue to sue. Oh, Gamer dropped some alpha here. Options expire in 2 days on Friday for the month of October. So we going up or down, Gamer? We going up or down? That's another important thing to consider as well. Quickly, get ready for the most crypto-friendly lawmakers coming to Congress. Ooh, let's read about this. This is good. So basically, crypto firms and executives have donated around $200 million to political spending. Funding is expected to result in a bipartisan coalition of lawmakers across the House and Senate who are favorable to the industry. So basically, they had to be bribed. 13 new pro-crypto candidates may win seats in the House, and the outcomes of the election could lead to the most pro-crypto Congress in history. I hope so. And again, I want people to, I just want crypto to do well, and I want guidelines, but I want fair guidelines so people just aren't getting sued. Seriously. But I digress. And then, of course, we have one of the biggest grifters of them all. Jamie Dimon privately supports Harris. He just won't say so. He's part of JP Morgan. You guys remember what Deaton said about JP Morgan in his debate against Warren. I can't say it. And one of the things it says here is that he is fearful that he doesn't want to come out and say it just in case a certain person wins, which makes sense. So there's that. There's that. But anyways, you guys, that's the show today. I got to go lay down. I'm feeling a little bit nervous. I need to go take probably some Benadryl for my hives. Anyways, I'm sending you guys love and light. Thank you so much for rocking with me today. And I will catch you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Today, I'm going to have a pre-recorded at 3 p.m. going out for you. Watch that. Tomorrow and Friday, I'll probably do pre-recorded stuff just so I get healthy again because I'm not feeling super great. But I'm here sending love and light. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me, and I'll catch you later. Bye. And yes, I drink my chicken bone broth. Bye, babies. Thank you.